Hey, everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with the Monday edition of Today in Sports Betting. This is the MLB edition. As always, I'm joined by my partner. He is the one, the only. He is Scott Reichel. Scott, what are you doing, bud? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. What am I doing? I'm looking through some of the MLB lines for the upcoming card. But looking through it briefly, I've already gone through it personally, but going through it once more, looks like a pretty standard baseball card. I can't say that anything really jumps off the page, but hopefully you get some entertaining baseball today.
Yeah, there's kind of some interesting series over the weekend, including the Royals sweeping the first-place Twins.
Forget about that. We had a brawl yesterday. We had a nice COVID brawl going on between the Astros and the Athletics yesterday.
You think the Athletics? You think the Astros' frustration is finally starting to bleed through?
Potentially. I know that. I don't know if you were a baseball YouTube guy, but John Boy Media does those breakdowns for those videos.
I do subscribe, yes.
He did a breakdown on the fight, and apparently Houston's hitting coach instigated the whole thing. So I'm curious how the suspensions are gonna, pan out. But Houston got swept over the weekend, and I feel like nobody feels bad for them. Hot take.
Nobody. Yeah, they've dropped 5 in a row.
You're telling me that Dusty Baker as the manager is not working out? I'm really surprised by that.
I will say that, it wasn't exactly a hot take, but you and I both hated that move a lot.
We thought it was such a terrible move, get the veteran 90-year-old guy to try to save face, which I'm just thinking to myself, does he even understand how baseball works nowadays?
I'm not sure I would have laid odds that Dusty Baker was still alive before we announced him being the manager.
The only thing I know is that, of course, nobody could have predicted Verlander to get injured. So now the rotation is completely out of whack, which I don't think anybody saw coming. But the fact that Dusty Baker's not panning out is a surprise to hopefully nobody. But some people still think Dusty Baker's a good manager. I was never one of those people. And looks like Houston, even though 2 teams in each division get in now, so they might get into the playoffs anyway. But Houston not looking too hot right now.
My God, that would be funny if the A's and the Rangers ended up going on.
Well, the Rangers were both of our sleepers going into the season.
That's right.
I don't think this is what we had in mind, but we'll take it.
I didn't know they wouldn't be able to hit. You always know the
Rangers. I did think they wouldn't be able to hit. I thought the rotation would be good enough, but then Kluber got injured one start into the year, and I figured, well, this is not going to work out. And apparently, this team's held it together. So far, I mean, I can't say held together because they're roughly around 500, but that's better than all the other people in the division.
They've won 3 straight. The Marlins kind of came back to earth a little bit in their last 2 games against the Mets, although they gave DeGrom a run for his money there. But the Marlins still hold a 3-game lead over the Mets for second place in the National League East there.
Are the Braves are ahead of the Marlins now?
The Braves are well,
half a game up.
It's weird. They've got the Braves listed as a half a game up, but if you're going by win percentage, the Marlins are 700, obviously 7-3. While the Braves are still 647. So
it's because each win counts as half a game, so they just break it down that way.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at, I get it, but
it's not ideal. I'm still not sure how the Marlins are going to make up any of those games unless they just play the Cardinals for about a 7-game series at the end of the year. So I don't know.
Remember the Cardinals? That was fun.
I think they're coming back at the end of the week.
Sure they are. They were going to come back over the weekend too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's talk about today's card a little bit here, shall we? Taking a look. Oh, here's a picture you and I both love. As Atlanta goes at Philadelphia. Newcomb against Aaron Nola for the Phillies. The betting markets have caught up to Sean Newcomb, brother. Phillies minus 145. 9 is your total right there.
Am I nuts for actually liking the Braves in this spot?
Yeah, you are.
I don't know how I don't know why. I kind of know why, because Newcomb's terrible. But at the end of the day, you're giving me the Braves at like plus 120 something, plus 130 something.
Yeah.
Thank you. I guess. I mean, the Phillies bullpen's atrocious. So the only thing you need Newcomb to do is keep it close. If this is a 2-run game going into the 6th or the 7th, even if you have a Phillies ticket, you probably don't feel that great. Because the Braves offense can wake up at any time. Have they been great lately? No. Is Nola a good pitcher? Yes. He hasn't been the same guy since he had that borderline Cy Young season. But I think you can agree if Newcomb goes 5 innings, 2 earned runs, Braves have a serious shot to win this game. Is he going to go 5 innings, 2 runs? Maybe not. But I think that for value, I can't lay minus 140 something with the Phillies. I think if you're going to play this, you play Phillies first 5 run line because I don't think you can touch the bullpen for Philly. That's where I would lean if I was going for Philly. But for a full game, I'll take arguably the best team in the National League, second best team in the National League at plus 120 something.
I think you and I are on the same page there. I think you got to look at something in the first 5. You like Philly's run line. I'd probably play the over. Probably play the over 4 there for the first 5. I think is a decent play. Nola. I know you know this. Last time out, he struck out 12 Yankees, and had a nice appearance there. Didn't get the decision, but he struck out 12 Yanks over 6 innings. Gives up just 3 hits, 1 earned over 6.
He's a very solid pitcher. I just think the issue that people have is people look at Nola and say, "Oh yeah, that was the guy who had the Cy Young quality season 2 or 3 years ago." And you look at him recently, and he's been good. He hasn't been elite.
Well, he looked elite against the Yankees.
He looked elite against the Yankees. I'm talking about with a pretty decent sample size of about the last year, 2 years.
Yeah, he did not. He definitely.
He's been good, but people think that he's just going to go back to Cy Young Award form, and I think he's overpriced in most of his starts.
Yeah, and I misspoke. The over under on that is going to be 5 actually on the.
I think you take Phillies first. I think Phillies team totals make sense if you want to go there. Phillies first 5 run line makes a lot of sense to me as well. But if you're talking about a full game, I'm going to lean to the Braves because I don't think the Phillies should be laying minus 145 with that bullpen, which is next level bad.
Yeah, that's just a value play there for me as well.
Well, what is the first 5 run line?
103.
Not bad.
103. Yeah, and the Phillies get last ups there, so yeah. Yeah, you probably reflection. I probably like that better than.
You go first 5.
What's that?
I think if you're going to go Phillies, you go first 5.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's the play. I think Nola may shut down. I don't like the over as much as I thought I did. Yeah, I'll go with you first 5 on the Phillies there. Next game on the board is the White Sox at Detroit.
People sleeping on the White Sox a little bit?
Yeah, they had a little bit of a slump, and I think people have gone to sleep on the White Sox. But Detroit is playing pretty good baseball right now, bud. They've won 3 straight. They're second place there in the Central. While the White Sox have righted the ship, there's a third place. They've won 2 in a row. I don't love the pitching matchup here for the Tigers in this one at all.
Fulmer's an opener, so it's going to be mostly a bullpen game.
Yeah, and minus 142 is the number for the White Sox, plus 131 for the Tigers. 9 is the total.
I think I'm still leaning White Sox money line though. Keuchel's been serviceable. He's kind of what you expected from a veteran guy that you acquire. You expect him to go roughly 5 or 6 innings, give up 2 runs. That's kind of what he's been doing. He's been serviceable. He's gotten the job done. Detroit's offense looked pretty good over the weekend against Pittsburgh, but I think both of us could get a couple of hits against Pittsburgh. So
that's a terrible team. That's a just
next level bad. But the only thing I know is that they scored they scored 28 runs in the first 2 games of that series.
Yeah, and they scored 30 in the first. Pittsburgh.
No, I'm talking about just Detroit. Detroit scored 17 in the first game.
17, and then they 10 or 11 the next day. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the over in that game where they put up 11 runs. But so if you're giving up 28 runs to Detroit, you're not a great team. And I think Detroit's offense woke up a little bit, but at the end of the day, Detroit's pitching is still terrible. And I think the White Sox are kind of a forgotten commodity right now in the American League. And 140, really not bad for Keuchel, who's going to give you 5 or 6 innings of steady performances. Like, you know what you're going to get from Keuchel.
Yeah, agreed. And he's been playing
He's going to give you 5 innings, 2 runs.
He's done his thing. I think he's not quite the level that he was before the injury and before he got traded, but I think he's certainly serviceable.
He's a fine number 3, number 4. I don't have any issues with that.
And he's certainly good enough to shut down the Tigers.
Like, what do you think of Keuchel's stat line usually? I think nowadays 5 innings, 2 runs seems about right.
Yeah, I mean he's got a sub-1 whip. He's not
gonna wow you anymore with his stuff, but he's productive. He gets stuff done. So Detroit offensively they struggled on Sunday, but they were great over the weekend. And I credit them more to Pittsburgh's abysmal pitching than Detroit's quality hitting. So I think Keuchel should pitch decently well. And I expect Fulmer, after pitching an inning or 2, maybe Alexander comes in. He's been very good, but the rest of Detroit's bullpen's not any good. I think the White Sox could explode here offensively.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to lean to the White Sox money line there.
Yeah, I think that's going to be your play. I'm not afraid. Yeah, I'm laying the 145 there. I don't care. That's yeah. I'll go ahead and do that. I was trying to look for an angle first 5 or anything, but I don't really.
I don't think you really need the first 5 because Detroit's bullpen's so bad. You kind of want them to pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll lay the number. It's down to minus 142. I'll take that. Mm-hmm. Nationals at Mets is your next game there. Corbin goes against Mats.
I find this game very tricky. And the reason why I find it tricky is because of the fact that I think Corbin's the much better pitcher than Mats.
Mm-hmm.
Washington did they get swept by Baltimore? They got swept by Baltimore, right?
They did indeed, including giving up a 3-0 lead there on Saturday.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure if they won Saturday or not, but I was pretty sure they choked it. But
yeah, they did. Baltimore scored 5 in the 8th.
Yeah, going through the recent performances, I know the Mets lost the first game of the series against the Marlins. Mm-hmm. They kind of rallied a little bit over the weekend, and they won the last 2 games. Am I a Mets guy? No. I'm impressed the Mets finally started using Seth Lugo as a closer. Good for you guys. It took you about a year longer than it should have, but you figured it out. I guess I'm leaning to the Mets. I have the Mets just faced Corbin a couple of I think last week, and I think that the Nationals might have faced Mets as well. But I'm going to lean to the Mets here because the Nationals, both bullpens are terrible, so I think that's a wash. And then the Mets are in better form because the Nationals just got swept by the Orioles. So I'm going to lean to the Mets, but I'm not going to play this. I don't see any way to get behind either team. But I'm leaning to the Mets for current form.
Yeah, Mets plus 107. Pick up a little value.
Really not bad, considering the fact that the Nationals have been awful so far this season.
8.5 is your total. I'd be tempted to play the under. Both of these teams are.
Maybe first 5 under. I don't want anything to do with those bullpens.
Yeah, okay. But they're both really struggling to score, man.
Right. Well, the Mets this weekend were okay.
Yeah,
weren't great, but they were okay.
Okay, well, it's still Miami.
Correct, so. But Miami's pitched well so far this season. So
right, and then the Royals swept the Twins. You think they're going to the World Series?
It doesn't really help when you lose 9 games before I don't even know what there was 7 games in a row.
7 games in a row. Yeah, they were down. They were 3-10. Yeah, not good.
Don't call it a comeback.
Been here the whole time, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going to lean to the Mets at a plus price because of the fact that the Nationals are playing some terrible baseball right now. Okay. But I want nothing to do with that matchup.
I'll play. Where can I get that number at? Yeah, there you go. I'll play first 5 under 4.5.
Okay.
All right. Oh, yeah. Let's do that. All right. How about another strong battle there in the East as the Rays battle the White Sox. Rays minus 142.
You mean the Red Sox?
White Sox. Yeah, Red Sox. Sorry. Rays minus 142, 131 for Boston. 9.5 is the number there at Fenway Park. Yarborough goes against Bryce for
it's either going to be Bryce or it's going to be Perez. I know Bryce is an opener, so if he does start, it's 1 inning. Yeah. I like Yarborough. I think he's a solid pitcher. I know he's 0-2 this year, but his ERA is still below 4, so he's pitched well. He just hasn't gotten results.
Scott, let me ask you something. Have teams forgotten one crucial element of using an opener? And that is
he has to get outs.
Well, you got to have people behind him that can pitch out of the bullpen.
Yeah,
If really the opener is kind of a two-part thing. You got to have somebody that can put up a good opening frame or two, and then you got to have a bullpen that's strong enough to carry the load. And it
I
seems
don't
like
know about a bullpen because usually you just rely on a starter to take over in the second inning to pitch 5 innings. Usually,
well,
that's what the original premise was for the Rays when they started the opener. Nowadays, you
because
have
they had trouble
bullpen days.
because the guys couldn't go 7. Yes,
Correct. Nowadays, you have the bullpen days instead of openers, where you have an opener technically, but really you're just going to use 7 pitchers. Where Tampa
yeah.
was going back in the day, we're going to use a pitcher for 1 or 2 innings, bring in a starter for 6 or for 5, and then we'll use 1 or 2 bullpen guys. So it's kind of tinkered a little bit based on where it was originally. Boston, if Perez does pitch, can go 5. Will he go 5? Probably not. I really like Tampa, but the issue I have with Tampa is they're 0-5 on the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the Red Sox, shout out to Toronto, by the way. Their team total unders, the entire series against Boston did me a solid. That team can't hit. Boston can't hit either.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to win to Tampa.
You were getting 10.5. I mean, that was just.
That's what I was telling you. I was telling you, until Toronto burns me on team totals, I'm going to keep taking the under. And then Boston's terrible pitching held Toronto. But in this matchup, even though Tampa's 0-for on the road, Tampa impressed me over the weekend against the Yankees. They looked pretty good. They had a really nice 3-run comeback yesterday as they were down 3-0 in the 7th, I believe.
I'm a little. Yeah,
I like Yarborough, so I'm going to lean to Tampa.
Yeah, that's got to be the play there. I think you're getting again, you're laying some wood there at 142. Although
I was contemplating a run line, maybe. Am I thrilled with it? No, but I don't think Boston's bullpen's any good. I think Tampa could win this game by 2+ runs.
You're not getting a ton of value, man. You're getting
probably not. What is it, like plus 110?
105 even. Yeah, it's
That's
105.
terrible.
Yeah, I agree. You're only getting 47 cents of value there.
I guess I'm just leaning to Tampa money line then, Whippy.
Yep. That's it. I would consider playing the Boston team total under as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, I don't even have a number listed. That's the only game we don't have team totals on today.
It's at 9 or 9.5, depending where you shop around. So probably
9.5 is your number. So you're probably
4.5.
That's the question, whether you're going to get them. Yeah, 4.5, whether they're going to go 5.5, 3.5 is really probably the only question at this point. So, if you can get Boston to 4.5 team total under, I would play that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, how about battle there in the respective central divisions between the Twins and the Brewers? Brewers, small favorite here, -109. Twins -101.
I know money's coming on the over because it went from 8 to 8.5. It's even 9 in one offshore spot with juice of the under. I really like the under here. If you're looking at both pitchers who are in this matchup, I'm not sure how I'm not supposed to take the under.
Are you a believer in Hauser?
Until he proves me wrong, him and
Randy Dobnik.
Dobnik's been ridiculous. If you look at Dobnik and Hauser, I'm pretty sure both their ERAs are below 1.
Yeah, Hauser's gone 12 innings, given up 1 earned, and Randy Dobnik has made 3 starts, and he's gone 15 innings and given up 1 run.
So they both have an ERA under 1. Yeah. I know that Minnesota's pitching was terrible over the weekend, but I don't think Milwaukee can hit, and I think Hauser is a pretty decent pitcher right now. I think 8.5, 9's too high. I'm going to lean to the under. I'm assuming somebody knows something because I wouldn't expected that line to move, but I'm going to lean to the under because I like both starting pitchers.
Yeah, man, this Miami team, their bats have gone into freezer, man.
You mean Milwaukee?
I mean Milwaukee. Sorry, yeah. All of a sudden, they can't hit.
Not surprised.
I don't see another play there. I would even sit tight on that.
Do you prefer the full game under or the first 5 under?
Oh, I bet they're gonna kill me on the first 5. Let's see what they do here.
I'm gonna say 4.
Yeah, that's 4. Oh, dude, you're getting 4.5.
Oh, I'm getting 4.5. I'll take the first one. I'll take the first one.
Yeah. That's a play I might actually play.
I assume that they were going to adjust and put it at 4 because of the start.
I totally agree. I really expected 4 there.
What's the juice? Like minus 115?
No. No. Minus 107.
That's a good deal.
We're juiced to the over there.
I'll lean to the under. I'll take the under there.
Yeah, that's the first game I'll actually make a play on. I'm gonna make that. That'll actually earn a bet. Okay, so yeah, I like that one. Two good pitchers, yeah, and one horrible offense. Alrighty.
Smooth transition from two good pitchers to Rockies Diamondbacks in Coors Field.
Well,
Robbie Ray.
It's Robbie Ray. I'm done defending him, man. I told you I was coming into the season. I was a Robbie Ray fan.
Are you going from 0 to 100 on the fade Robbie Ray train?
So far, I mean, I don't see. I can adjust. I don't. He's given up 11 earned in his last 2 starts, bud.
Yeah, Rockies killed me yesterday, but
oh, me too. I tried to ride that train one more time.
That was my play of the day yesterday, and
they were my play of the day the first 2 days. And
Justice Sheffield looked like
he should have, like he was supposed
to. He looked like prime Randy Johnson. It was something else. Guy couldn't throw a fastball faster than like 92 miles an hour, and the Rockies had no idea what they were doing. I know Arenado didn't play yesterday. That's for rest. He should be back in the lineup. Are we just blindly leaning over with the Rockies?
Yeah. Here's another. Here's another money line in the decent range. I don't know. I think the Rockies are seriously undervalued on the market.
They're still undervalued. Truth is, even though I lost with the Rockies yesterday, I still like them today.
I make that bet every day. I make that bet every day, twice on Sundays. And
I'm not a John Gray guy. So if you wanted to lean maybe to a team total over, it's going to be 6.5 probably. But Arizona can't pitch. Their team's not great at hitting. You saw them over the weekend against the Padres. They didn't look sharp. I know they ended up winning one game. But overall, Tatis had maybe Tatis had what? 4 home runs over the weekend? 3 home runs over the weekend?
Yeah, it was nuts. It was
probably
nuts.
pitched around the guy.
He had 7 on the season.
He has 8.
Or 8 on the season. Sorry, yeah.
He's tied for the league lead.
It's crazy.
Maybe, hot take Arizona. Maybe after the 3rd moonshot, you should probably walk the guy.
Yeah, pride
won 9 runs yesterday. This team's just not great at pitching. This team's okay at hitting. That's the only thing that scares me about the total of 11.5 is that I think I'm afraid of Arizona's bats potentially going cold. But I'm not a big John Gray guy. Robbie Ray I know is bad. So I guess I got to lean chalk with Colorado, but I'm going to
– you get a great price.
I see minus 125 on Bet Online. I think I would just lean to the 125.
Yeah, minus 127 on the Rockies. I'm going to play that. I don't know. I'm not getting involved in this.
At that price, that's really not a bad price at all.
No, I'm not getting involved in this Coors Field 11.5 shit. I'm just not doing it. They started off the last time they were there, the first game of the series was 13. They haven't been close to that. The Rockies.
They were against the Padres, but that's because of terrible pitching. I don't think that has to do solely because of the altitude. Well, Robbie Ray though is the king of the long ball. So if you want to do some player props on maybe some guys to go yard, you might find some value there. I know Charlie Blackmon's batting what is he batting? 900?
They just keep putting up these average to below average lefties and making Colorado the underdog or small favorite. I don't get it because all that lineup does is just bash left-handed pitching.
It's impressive stuff. Blackmon is batting. I was talking about Solano the other day, batting like 460. I think Blackmon's batting 485.
I wouldn't doubt that. It seems like he gets a hit every time, and he's hitting the ball with authority. They're not cheap ones, Oh
no, he's launching these.
No, I'm staying on these Rockies until they prove me wrong.
They proved me wrong yesterday, but
they had. You know what? That's going to happen. It's going
to happen every now and then. The point is, you can't get discouraged by the situation. The point is, Arizona's bad. Colorado's a good team. Blackmon's batting 458.
Robbie Ray is bad. I'll give you that Robbie Ray is bad this season. He's been pitching terribly. The market is still asleep on the Colorado Rockies. This team can bash. Their bullpen has been pitching extremely well.
I still hate their bullpen, but it has been pitching better lately.
Well, what do you like best about their bullpen, Scott?
What do I know Wade Davis is injured.
That's it. I knew it.
I'm not happy about Oberg being injured, but Wade Davis being injured is I don't want to say addition by subtraction because that's rude, but it kind of is addition by subtraction.
Yeah, this is a bullpen. It's a 3.19 ERA, 106 WHIP. That is just fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I think they do the damage against Robbie Ray. You want to be fancy. You want to play Colorado first 5. Go ahead. I think that's a solid play as well.
I can't argue with anybody fading Robbie Ray.
No, fade, and you get to fade Robbie Ray, and you get arguably the most undervalued team in baseball in the same game. If that ain't your play of the day, I don't know what is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Seattle, Texas, in the division that nobody except the A's really cares about playing in.
This play is probably it's not even a play because I have no interest, but for the sake of the actual line here, I'm assuming we're both leaning Seattle. Do you really want to lay 180 with Texas?
No, I don't ever. Not on that team. Again, that team can't hit. They're struggling. -179 is the Rangers.
I know Gibson's been really good this season, and Dunn's a relative youngster, but Seattle's been awful. I know. I can't lay -180 with a team that can't consistently hit. It's just
that bullpen for Seattle, dude. They are beyond.
It's so bad. I would probably take Seattle either first 5 money line or first 5 plus a half. Because Dunn was decent against the Angels. I know he gave up the 3-run homer to Ohtani, but he looked promising for a couple innings there. Yeah. Am I thrilled with it? No, but I can't lay 180 with Texas.
No,
I can't do it.
No,
it's a pass for me. But if I'm leaning anywhere, I'm leaning Seattle.
If you have some kind of computer problem where this is the only game you can bet on, if you're somehow locked out of every other game and this is the game you have to play, go ahead and put $10 on Seattle and call it a night. Go watch a movie with the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to get involved in this at all. You got to play Seattle just because of the value, but I just no, hard pass. Speaking of value,
I feel the same way about the next game.
That's right. How about the Giants? and Astros? Astros laying 195 behind Lance McCullers. Are you thrilled about that?
I know the Giants choked against the Dodgers yesterday. They're up 2-0 with a 3-run homer to Pollock and then a 3-run homer to Mookie. So they ended up losing 6-2. They looked decent over the weekend. Honestly, I gave the Giants a lot of crap for choosing Gabe Kapler as their manager. He's actually looked decent. I'm not saying that he's a good manager, and I still don't like him. But if I told you the Giants are going to be 7-9 through 16, you'd probably take that if you're a Giants fan.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. You want me to lay 195 with the pitcher that's given up 12 earned over his last 2 starts that cover.
I think McCullers had one start or one bad start in there. I don't think it was balanced. I think McCullers got rocked in one of his 2 starts.
He has a horrible start and a bad start. He had a horrible start against Robbie Ray and the Diamondbacks. He gave up 8 earned. That was the
14. What was that, the 14-7 game or whatever that was?
Yeah, that was the 14-7 game. He gave up 8 runs in a 3 2/3.
Not good.
The start before that against the Angels, another team that can't hit. He gave up 4 earned in 4 innings. So,
And the Angels can hit, they can't pitch. But either or.
Well, yeah, the Angels actually were scoring. They were at that point they weren't very good. That was kind of
might have been when Trout was out. I'm not sure how long Trout was out because he was having a kid.
Angels have been scoring, like I said, like around 5.
They score around 5.
5-6, yeah. I'm not laying 195 on Lance McCullers. Sorry, buddy.
I'm leaning Giants also. Houston is in such a downswing. This team looks like they're imploding. Dusty Baker's not the guy who's going to right the ship.
No.
I got to lean to the Giants.
No, and Dusty Baker is
you want to play it safe, though. What's Giants plus 1.5?
-113.
That's pretty good.
I would make you side bet this is going to be a 1-run game.
I mean, you could assume that it's going to be you like the Giants for value for the money line, but
I'll play
runs is really not bad at -113.
You want to have some fun? Play the Giants in the over 9. Get yourself a little, I don't know, 3.8, 4-1 parlay, something like that.
I think there's some value on the Giants plus 1.5 at -113.
Okay, I'll play them straight. I'll play them plus 179. I don't care.
Fair.
Playing the visiting team. And that's something we probably should have covered. Playing the visiting team on the plus run line, not a bad strategy sometimes.
Because the home team's not going to bat in the ninth if they're up 1.
Well, if the home team does bat in the ninth, they're only going to win it by 1 most likely unless they hit a home run. So. Okay, but what else we got here? We got your Athletics and your Angels out there in the West. Athletics -125, Angels +115. Minaya against Julio Teheran. Both these pitchers have been
bad,
underperforming so far. I was going to be generous and say underperforming, but yeah, they've been bad. Minaya has actually been dreadful, and Teheran has been not good. Neither one of these teams. Teheran's made he made 1 start, lasted less than 3. Couldn't get out of the third.
This was actually my play today.
Oh, well, there you go. So we don't. So you're not going to tell us what you have here, huh?
I can tell you, it's really not a big deal. It's a matter of looking at the entire card. I wasn't a fan of anything, so I figured in a matchup between 2 pitchers who haven't been that great, I kind of consider that a wash. Why would I not take the team on a 9-game winning streak at like -126?
Yeah.
I mean, the Angels are terrible. They got swept by Texas. I know this team can hit. This team has one of the most underratedly bad bullpens in the entire league. This team can't pitch. And Oakland is on fire. Needless to say, they're running away with the division already. And you can make the argument, well, what about Laureano? He might not play. He got into the brawl yesterday against the Astros. It's the beauty of the appeal process in baseball.
Yeah.
And he should be playing today anyway. So you could launch it at somebody's head at 98 miles an hour, and as long as you appeal, he can play the next day. So I expect him to play. I'm assuming you agree with me.
Is he going to play till the next time they come to New York? Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. I'm assuming you agree with me. Can you not take the team on a 9-game winning streak against the Angels? Angels are in last place in the division.
No, Angels and the bullpen for the Angels is absolutely dreadful.
I know Minaya is bad. I'm aware that Minaya has been awful this season. I know that historically speaking, he's been solid, and he's had a really bad start to the season. And one of those starts came against the Angels. So you could be concerned. What if Minaya blows up? That's a possibility. I don't think Tehran's going to be pitching scoreless innings either. So I think if you're looking at it from both starters going to be bad, which bullpen do I trust more? Oakland's bullpen is light years ahead of Los Angeles's. And I think for a team that is flying under the radar, does this line make any sense to you? No. I thought Oakland should be -140.
Oh, yeah. It's Minaya. It's Minaya in his cold start. The thing is, Angels don't hit lefties that well. They score less runs against lefties than they do.
Yeah, I know they killed Minaya in his first start. I'm kind of hoping Minaya has a bounce back. You see that sometimes with some starters. I'm not basing my opinion based on some conspiracy that I have, but you seem to see one starter who gets shelled by one team the first time around, and the second time around they make some adjustments and they pitch significantly better.
Yep, that's absolutely true.
I can see Minaya going 5, giving up 2-3 runs. I'll honestly take that because I think Tehran will go 5 innings also. Tehran has not pitched more than 3 innings. He hasn't gone 3 innings in a start this season.
No.
So you can make the argument, well, what if he goes 4 innings, 2 runs? Do you think he's potentially on a pitch count because he literally hasn't thrown many pitches all season long? I have no idea. All I know is the Angels' bullpen stinks.
Yeah, the Angels' bullpen is bad, and Tehran hasn't gone 3 innings. That's a bad combination. I'll take the Athletics at the short price. Yeah, if you're talking about before we were talking about the Rays laying 140. If you're gonna lay 140
right now is the best team in the league. They've lost 9 straight. You can't just dispute that. This team's on fire.
If you're going to lay 140 with the Rays, you better be ready to lay 125 with the A's.
You were going to talk about the Rockies. I know the Rockies have been undervalued as well. This is kind of the same line.
Yes.
So if you're going to play the Rockies, I feel like you have to play Oakland.
Agreed. The only thing I like John Gray better than I like Minaya, and I know you.
Fair. And you probably hate Robbie Ray more than you hate Tehran.
I do now, man. Like I said, I loved Robbie Ray's stuff. I thought he was underrated.
3 years ago.
No, he had a good season.
I'm joking. A year or 2 ago.
You saw the strikeouts last year. His ERA climbed, but
he was good. He was good in the first half of last year, and then
he turning into the Robbie Ray show. We can agree that he sucks this year, so we'll just
not good. But I think Minaya could. I think he'll put together a better performance now that he's facing this team for the second time.
I think Minaya has a better chance to turn it around than Tehran. I didn't like this signing. I don't think Tehran has been solid pitcher. Speaking of some,
He has control issues, and Oakland does a pretty good job walking at the plate. So
Yeah.
I think Oakland will work some counts, and then they'll get into the bullpen early. And with
Yep.
the Angels bullpen coming in, get the popcorn ready.
I'd consider 9.5 there too, as far as the total goes. I think that's a good total because I think there's a good chance one of these pitchers melts down.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either.
I think there's a decent chance one of these starters gives up 4 or 5. So
the only thing I know is that kind of like the Rockies game yesterday against the Mariners, how as soon as the starter came out, even though Sheffield pitched well, you saw Seattle's bullpen come in. You're thinking to yourselves, down 5. Do I still have a shot here? They scored 3 runs in the 8th, and you go, I might actually have a shot here.
yeah,
Like that's going to happen with Oakland. If Tehran and Manaea leave and the Angels are up 2 runs, you're not throwing in the towel yet.
Oh,
you
no.
have a lot of room. And,
No, I'm watching that live line on that
you'll
one.
see what happens.
All right, here we go. Last game, Padres Dodgers. Dodgers losing as a minus about 310, 315 favorite on Saturday. How about that, bud?
And they bounce back on Sunday.
Yeah, and then bounce back on a Sunday. You've got Garrett Richards going against Dustin May for the Dodgers.
He's looked great this year.
He has looked very good. He's made three good starts, and you know how many good starts Garrett Richards has made
in his career or just this year? I don't think Richards is that bad. I think he's decent. He's had injury issues his entire career. I think he's got decent stuff.
He had a good first start. He's been dreadful his last 2.
Yeah, and one of them was against the Dodgers.
Yeah, so. Dodgers beat him up 4 earned over 5 innings.
I kind of like the under 9.
You know, the under. Anytime you can get a total. If you got it at 9, I don't have it at.
I see it at 9 offshore in some spots.
I've got it at 8.5. Yeah, I would take the. I don't hate the under. The under in Los Angeles is one of my favorite bets to make, because the air, anything close to the ocean. I like taking a look at the under in night games. I really do because of the air.
I think that Richards is somewhat serviceable. I'm not going to come out here and say he's going to go 7 scoreless. I think he can go 5, give up 3. I think May can go off again. May's been great. I know that San Diego looked good yesterday offensively. Other than that, though, besides Tatis, is anybody really doing anything offensively?
Yeah. In fact, they've scored as many runs as the Dodgers. They score the same number of runs per game as the Dodgers.
I'm talking about over the last 4 games or so. It seems like Tatis is the only one who's consistently doing anything on San Diego. They had 9 runs on Sunday. They had 3 runs on Saturday and 3 runs on Friday. This team's actually been performing well offensively lately. I know Machado had 2 home runs yesterday, I believe. So maybe he woke up. But with May on the hill, May's young. He could be a little bit wild, but with his stuff, if you pitch around Tatis, I think you should lean under. Because people should not be pitching to Tatis.
Not right now.
Stop doing it. But I'll lean to the under. Am I thrilled with it? No. Am I going to play anything in that game? No. But I'll lean to the under.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm always going to look at the under Dodgers games, general principle. Yeah. Okay. I don't see any. I'm not, again. I might be tempted. Yeah, I was going to say I might be tempted to play the Dodgers run line there. You're picking up its decent value. You go from minus 185 to minus 103. Of course, then you've got the home team involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll lean under with you. I don't like anything in there. You know what? I'll take the Padres plus 170.
I know I wrote an article on this game for Winners and Winers. I lean Padres also just for value.
Yeah, that's just decent value on a team that can still put up some runs.
I already know San Diego's going to be winning through 6, and I'm going to see the bullpen come in. I'm just going to pack my bags.
That certainly is a possibility as well. So, all right, bud, that's a show.
Yep.
Not a bad card. There's some decent games out there. I like it better than the NBA card.
Yeah, I think the 2 games that jump off the page are the Rockies game and the A's game, just based on value.
Yes, two of the hottest teams undervalued again by the market.
I'm assuming we're both on those, and my third quote unquote play would be the first 5 under in the Twins game.
Yeah, two good pitchers going at it there with Dobnik and Hauser. And what did we say we were getting that at?
They said it was 4.5, like minus
4.5. Yeah. That's a solid play all day. Milwaukee can't hit, and
So I guess we got the same 3.
Hauser's been great. Yeah, there's really nothing else that I really dig. There's a couple value plays like he dig the Giants on a value play against the Stros, but yeah, I like it. I think that's good. All right, there we go.
Cool.
So let's sit back and we'll count our money.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, man. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for doing it, man. We always have fun. We've talked about we talked about in the future changing the time around our show, maybe having posted a little bit earlier. So we'll see how that goes. We may make that adjustment after this week. So keep tuned on that. If you guys are like to get up early in the morning and start listening to the show, we may have an option for you here coming up pretty soon. But anyway, we'll talk about that more as it gets closer. For myself, for Scott Reichel, for all of us over here at winnersandwhiners.com, appreciate you stopping by. Of course, don't forget to check out winnersandwhiners.com for deep dives into every game, every day. Always free. You know the drill. It's one of the greatest resources ever for handicapping any sporting event. So check that out, won't you? And we will be back again to do it tomorrow. We'll do the NBA. We'll do the MLB, as we always do on Today in Sports Betting. You guys have a great day. Good luck on all of your plays today, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.